When we talk about well-written characters in anime, Killua always shows up among the first ones, and it is not by accident, because his journey in Hunter x Hunter is one of the biggest examples of how a story can take a character that seems simple at first and turn him into something much deeper than expected, since Killua is not just the stylish friend of the protagonist. He is not just the fast and talented kid who cuts down enemies with a glance. He is the portrait of a child trying to escape a life he never chose and who spends the entire anime fighting the worst kind of enemy, which is himself. The first important thing about Killua is understanding where he came from, because the Zoldyck family is not just a group of famous assassins, it is basically a factory of human weapons, where no one has freedom and everyone is shaped from childhood to kill without hesitation, and Killua was born being treated as the perfect successor, the next great assassin of the family, the one who would carry the Zoldyck name like a blade. And this already shows the weight he carries since he was a kid, because while other children were playing, Killua was being tortured, trained, and conditioned to feel fear of specific things Illumi planted in his mind, especially that automatic fear of fighting someone stronger, like a psychological lock that activates every time he needs to take an important step, and this explains a lot about his behavior early in the anime, because he always appears smiling, making jokes, acting like everything is fine, but inside he lives in constant alert mode, as if at any moment he might slip into survival mode again. This is where the most beautiful part of the character appears, because Killua is someone who learned to live behind a mask, and this mask is so convincing that many people take a long time to notice the cracks, because he really tries to look relaxed, free, quick, and clever, but at the same time you can feel that he is always calculating, always close to running away, always holding back his darker side so he does not scare others, since his whole life revolved around efficiency and control, never emotion or personal desire, and this emotional imprisonment is exactly what makes Gon's arrival in his life so impactful. Gon appears like a ray of light in the middle of the darkness Killua lived in, not only because of his personality but because Gon represents everything Killua never had. He is free, impulsive, he follows his heart, he trusts people, and he runs after what he believes in without thinking twice, and this hits Killua hard, because for the first time in his life someone looks at him without fear, without trying to control him, without trying to turn him into anything. Gon just wants to be friends. Simple as that, and this simplicity shocks Killua because no one ever treated him like a normal child, like someone worthy of affection, freedom, or choice, and that is where the first major arc of his growth begins. It becomes very clear that Killua wants to be like Gon, but he cannot, because he keeps running into the conditioning his family put into his mind for so many years, so every step he takes is an internal battle, every decision is a conflict between what he wants and what he was programmed to do, and this becomes obvious in moments like the Hunter exam, when he kills Bedoro without thinking, not because he wanted to, but because Illumi manipulates his mind to the point of shutting down his emotions, and when Killua realizes what he has done, his reaction is not coldness, it is pain, because he feels trapped in a destiny he hates but cannot break yet. Killua's development always comes in layers, and each arc reveals a new part of his construction, and maybe the most important moment in this transformation happens in the Chimera Ant arc, because there Killua is finally forced to face his own reflection, since Gon enters such a dangerous emotional state that Killua sees in him what he always saw in himself, a dark side capable of destroying everything around him. And that is when Killua starts making different choices. He decides to protect Gon, not out of obligation, not out of fear, but because that is what he genuinely wants, and this is already a massive sign that he is breaking the chains of his family. And we cannot talk about Killua without talking about Alluka, who represents the final step in this journey of liberation, because when Killua decides to protect Alluka, he challenges Illumi, challenges the entire family, challenges everything that was placed in his head for so many years, and even more importantly, he does it with firmness and love, something the Zoldyck family never taught. And this moment proves that Killua has truly changed, because he is no longer running away, he is no longer hesitating, he is no longer following some automatic command implanted in his mind, he is now making his own choices, and for the first time those choices are built on affection, friendship, and freedom, things he only discovered because of Gon. All of this turns Killua into the most human character in Hunter x Hunter, because he represents something very real, the idea that you can grow up in a completely predatory environment, full of fear, emotional control, and manipulation, but still choose to break the cycle, choose to become someone different, choose to become more than what was expected of you, and that makes his arc so inspiring. Because watching Killua grow is not just watching him get stronger, it is watching him get freer. And that clearly shows why so many people consider his development one of the best ever written in any shonen. And if you like learning these curious stories from the anime world, follow the Shonen Mind channel for more videos like this. Here we explore the hidden side of the anime that marked generations.